Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelli.
Cousin Gina.
We got
Gina back.
We do. We got Cousin Gina back. We are doing Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Sweet 16, Episode number 1. It's called Welcome Back, Peaches. I am so glad after 2 years they are finally back.
It's been that long?
Yep, 2 years.
I did not watch the last season.
Yeah, it was worth the wait. I'll say that.
It sure was, but was there a reason that they waited so long?
They switched up the cast a lot. There was a lot of switching up going on.
I think they had to figure out what they were going to do. And I think I only watched half of the first episode because I ran out of time. But I think what they did is going to work.
It's worth the wait.
Too.
It was worth the wait.
I think so, too. So Porsha, the first thing we see is Porsha's back. She has filed for divorce. Her and Pilar are still living in the marital home. And basically, she says that there was financial and trust issues with Simon. She did not know that he did not have his green card.
She said she was still in love with him.
Yeah, I believe that. I do believe that. Like she, got hoodwinked, I guess.
She said the only reason that she had to file for divorce was there was a prenup. And in order for something to click in, the prenup, she had to file. And I'm guessing that was the division of assets and such, because there's been rumor he's getting sued and, owes money. And I'm sure
that's what I was going to say. Does he just not have as much money as she thought he had, or he said he had?
I think everything about him is a fake.
I do too. I don't even know what was true, to be honest.
Wasn't he supposed to be I know Shamea is actually married to a prince or something, right?
No. No, she just said that jokingly. He's an HVAC. HVAC.
Come on, really?
I swear.
He actually works for a living.
Yes.
He made his money the real way. He works his butt.
So
he does industrial HVAC, airports and such.
Yes.
Okay, because I was going to say, so my dad did HVAC too. And don't get me wrong, my sisters and I grew up very, very fortunate. We were very, very blessed. My father, we were spoiled.
Did you have a $9 million house, though?
I did not live in a $9 million house. I did not live in a $9 million house.
It's probably because your dad just didn't want to, you grow and then you don't get to spend time with your children. He did the right way, yeah.
Shamea must bring some cash flow to the table in this marriage if they're living in this.
She said her job was a singer, an actress,
host,
a dancer, a host.
Yeah.
Okay. So
none of them make
money. I'm
going
to make you laugh. So she said that she's known Drew since TLC, the biopic, which I watched because I'm a huge TLC fan. And I knew Drew played T-Boz in the movie. But I'm like, well, Shamea was in that? So I looked it up. And at first, I'm like, damn, Shamea played Pebbles? No. Shamea played the other pregnant girl in the movie because one of the Chili gets pregnant by Dallas, and there was another girl pregnant by Dallas, and Shamea was the other pregnant girl. I'm like, okay, because if she played Pebbles, that was a big role in the biopic.
Well, she is a good actress because she is not the same person I remember as, Porsha's best friend.
Yeah.
She seemed a lot more subdued and just to be there, shoulder to cry on, a best friend. Yeah, they went out and had a good time. But it's all of a sudden you give her a paycheck, she's going to give you your money's worth.
Well, she was only a friend of.
Yeah.
Apparently they'd offered her full-time position many times, but her husband didn't want it. Her husband did not want it. And I don't blame him.
She was friends with Candy too.
I would do whatever my husband wanted.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Because listen, how many marriages have we seen fall apart from being on the Housewives? So I don't blame the guy.
It's not that kind of a sacrifice that you need to make.
No, I agree.
He's not keeping her from earning a living. He doesn't want to expose their family to that. And,
Yeah, Dolores was saying, she was recapping it, and she was saying, Paulie does HVAC. He's not doing it right then, I guess. I was like,
listen, we also live in New Jersey.
Said it was industrial, too.
Yeah. And we live in New Jersey, and, obviously $9 million is $9 million, but a $9 million house somewhere in New Jersey isn't going to be as big as that house.
I couldn't believe it when they said that house was $9 million.
Right.
That's a $40 million house down
exactly.
here. Up here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's all relative.
Yeah. Stirling Hall.
Yes, that's the name of her house. And that's what Cynthia said. What did she say? She's so rich, she doesn't even have an address on the invite. It just says Stirling Hall.
I wonder if you put that in your GPS if it brings you there.
Be for her. I really am.
Yeah.
I've always liked Shamea. I think, and I like her from this episode. I like that she's really come out of it, or whatever it is. She's really given it to us.
And it's funny, I didn't really like her before.
She didn't do much.
She didn't do much. And I just felt like, she was just there to have, Porsha's back and, but I really liked her this episode. I'm glad they gave her a peach.
Yeah, me too. There's only one person that I'm not crazy about.
Who's that?
That is Kelli,
Kelli.
the waffle lady.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I never wanted chicken and waffles so much. Have you ever had chicken and waffles?
Yes.
Yes.
So all somebody has to do is say those words and I salivate.
Joe played All-Stars baseball when he was younger. And one year it was hosted at Trenton. And let me tell you something, the snack stand was not much to look at. But the food that came out of that snack stand was so damn good. And they had chicken and waffles and they were damn good.
There you go.
Yeah.
So a little bit about Shamea. She's got a 5-year-old daughter named Shay and a 15-month-old daughter named Shiloh.
Who was born by surrogacy.
Yes, she was born premature by a surrogate. Yep.
Well, I didn't know it was by a surrogate.
Yep. And her husband have been together for 10 years. And this is funny, though. The first time she went to his house, she marked her territory. Did you hear that story? That was
and they were
funniest...
like, Shamea, can you keep it short? And then they were flashing how long it was taking her to say the story. It was so funny.
When she said she went in the bathroom and the symphonies went off, I was like, oh, he has a bidet. And then I was like, oh, no, she blew up the
He was for the symphony.
She said right before that they're laying in bed at 4:30 in the morning and all of a sudden her stomach started growling. So he said, go ahead and use that bathroom. I would have hunted down another, that house, whatever house he had before that one, I'm sure had more than one bathroom.
I think I would have taken a little stroll myself and put a little distance between it. But hey, it worked for her.
That was so funny and so real. Cool. I love that she told that story. I love that.
And that's what I really like about her. Like, they worked for what they have, or he did, whatever. It doesn't matter. But the fact that he made his money on HVAC versus hedge funds and all that stuff, that to me, I don't know. They deserve it. They do. They deserve everything they have. Yep.
Yeah. I like it. I'm happy to hear that.
And they've been together for 10 years. The next we see is Drew is still going through the divorce with Ralph, and it's messy. It's messy. He's court ordered to stay in the basement.
Can you imagine?
I can't imagine. Drew has to leave.
Eric stays in the basement, and we have no court.
I wonder if there's a separate entrance, like in my house.
Probably.
We do have an outside entrance, but you wouldn't want to use it. But you have to walk through the house,
Yeah.
They probably do.
They probably do. But she has to leave every first, third, and fourth, weekend or whatever, so that he's alone with the kids, which is crazy.
Yeah, why can't she just send them downstairs?
I know, right?
Yeah. That's her.
Unless it's like a mother-daughter, he's got to come up and use the kitchen.
Yeah.
Did she get the permission to film in the house?
Well,
Remember she was talking about that?
Did Porsha get it?
No, Drew.
No, Drew has permission because she's...
Kenya was there talking to her, right? That was her kitchen.
Yeah, it's Porsha that had to get permission. And that's the reason she was late to the party, is because she had to film beforehand and she couldn't film at her house. So her getting ready was someplace else because she's working on getting the permission. But anyway, Ralph and Drew have to communicate through this app, which the judge sees. And he says all these stupid things in the app, and the judge is going to see this stuff. So he's really not that bright. He's really not.
That's with every divorce now when there's child custody involved. That I
Jeff
know.
Lewis has to use it too. He said they just stopped because they both like pissing each other off. So they don't use it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, the judge has access to all of that. It's all discovery.
Yeah. And then we find out that Drew is partnered up with Dennis, Porsha's baby daddy, and he's her producer now, producing her music, which I thought he did hot dogs. I didn't know he did
transition from hot dog to music producer.
And like,
I mean, we should all pivot like that.
like Kenya said, then how come he didn't help Porsha when she did her song?
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
even know Porsha had a song. I mean, they
I
showed the
didn't either.
video. She looked
Yeah.
great in the video. I'm sure that was
She always
auto-tuned
looks
out
great.
the ass, but
Any of us could sing with auto-tune.
right.
I don't know about any of us.
Auto-tuned.
Then we meet Kelli, who's a single mom of 4 daughters. 4? Yeah. A 17-year-old, an 11-year-old, and 8-year-old twins. She should be divorced in 2 months, and she was married for 11 years. That's tough.
Yeah, so her younger 3
Yes.
3 youngest are from this father.
Yes. And all she really said was that the police were called several times and it became unsafe. So we don't know what that's all about, but I'm glad she's out, and I'm glad that she...
And this is the waffle lady.
Yes.
Yep, she's the owner of Nana's Chicken and Waffles and seems to be doing very well
Messy.
for herself.
She's
She
going to
is
be messy.
She's going to be messy. So she
I really had high hopes for her because she spells her name the way I do.
I know you did. I know
I'm
you
like,
did.
please don't be an asshole.
Yeah, no, she was
Yeah,
actually.
sorry.
We'll see. I didn't get to the part where you guys will tell me.
So you saw her birthday party for her daughter, her 17th birthday. So she's giving her 17 designer bags.
That was a bit much.
That was a lot. Dior, Chanel. What were the other ones? Those were the 2 that popped out to me.
I mean,
Unless you bought them
Gucci,
on the street
Gucci.
corner, that's
Yeah.
too much.
I
Well,
mean,
I was thinking that, probably not, but they could be knockoffs.
Do you follow the Birkenstealer or whatever his name is? There's a guy on Instagram that exposes everyone, and I'm going to go look tomorrow to see if he exposes this.
Yeah.
okay.
He exposes who has fake bags.
Excellent.
I don't know how you do that on TV. You can't really get that good of a look at it.
No,
but
you really can't.
Well, maybe it's the obvious ones.
Yeah.
Because some of them are obvious. It's
Some
not
of them
even,
are obvious.
Yeah. So then we find out Porsha is going to the same divorce attorney that she went to when she got divorced in 2013 from Cordell.
That's who it was. I'm like,
yes.
she would never marry Dennis. And Pylora is not that old. I forgot about her first husband when she started the show.
Yes. The
he was a
football
season.
player.
He was a little jerky, right?
He was very jerky.
Yeah.
Yep. She accused him of being gay.
No, she accused him of that, or that those accusations were made. I don't know that they
Oh
came
no,
from
it
her.
came out of her mouth on the show.
It did.
After they weren't. Yeah, because
I think as
Peter
the
had
season went on, yeah.
Peter had a man crush on him, didn't he? Because he was what?
He's a football, yeah.
He's a football player.
Yeah, Peter was all up in his.
He was NFL while they were married. He was a
Right.
current NFL player while they were married.
Right.
And she said that, that she was going to meet with the attorney because she felt the need to protect her assets. And like you said, she couldn't protect her assets, and the prenup couldn't kick in until she had filed. So, and I don't blame her for doing that. And then they had to put in for an immediate injunction because he's saying that he doesn't want her filming in the marital home. So we just have to wait and see, because that's in the process of happening in the very beginning.
I was going to say, is he allowing his daughter? But it's not his daughter.
It's not his daughter. Right.
And I'm sure Dennis is fine with her filming with their daughter because she has before.
Right.
But as we know, that can stop at any time. Remember how Mark jerked Kenya around?
That guy was such a douche.
I don't think she's still not divorced, right? Because that came out in this episode too.
She said they're still married.
Yeah, she's still married. Yep, that divorce is not finalized.
That's wild.
You know what? It sounds like he really is a gold digger.
Sure.
Mark Daly or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That's how it's coming across on TV, whether he is or not.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah. So then we see Shamea meets up with Kelli and Brittany, and they're talking about Porsha going through the divorce, and how Shamea is saying how Portia's really going through it, and this is where Kelli jumps in and says, "Well, she took that other woman's man." And
Let's see.
yeah,
But wait a minute. I think Phelan was already pregnant by somebody else when they split up.
I think you're right, because I do think I think that might have been the last season I watched.
Phelan, for some reason, on Instagram. That's the only reason I know this.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Well,
she was pregnant with someone else's child, and then they
When
were
she split up. Yeah. I mean, before they split up, they were already split. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They
Yeah.
just hadn't
Right.
announced it or filed.
Right.
But I believe she was already pregnant by this other man. And I don't think there was at that time, any issues with Phelan. I don't think she really cared because she was moving on with her boo.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. And, Shamea says that she's known Porsche since they were children. So since they were young, and, not to believe everything that you read in the blogs.
Yeah, I don't think Shamea was the right person for Kelli to bring that to. I mean, I
No.
understand that's who you're out with, but
No.
That's her best friend.
that's
you know
her
she's
best
gonna
friend.
tell her.
Yeah. Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
but listen, Kelly's coming out the gate hot, so
Yeah. She's messy. She is messy.
With
trying
3
to-
new people, she has to outshine the other 2 new ones.
that's right. That's right.
Because that's a big cast.
It's a big cast. Okay. I
So
have a question, but I'll wait.
then the ladies are saying that they heard through the grapevine that Drew and Dennis are dating.
That was crazy because we saw Drew tell Kenya that I'm working with him, and even
Right.
Kenya thought that was bad enough. Like, she's like, does Porsha know? When
Right.
she said they were just working together. So if word on the street is that
Well, because
they're
of course,
booed up like they said,
Of course, the rumors are going to start no matter what's going on.
yeah,
right. Just if they're together, that's what the rumors are going to be,
right.
And then we see Porsche and Shamea go out to unwind, and they go to a strip club.
See, I didn't
You
get
missed
to
it.
that part yet. I'm turning
There
it on
was
as
a
soon as
lot of booty shaking.
yeah, male or female, it doesn't matter.
Female.
Okay, I'm here for it.
I admire how these women can dance. I watch a show on Stars called P Valley, and I watch this show to watch these ladies dance because they're friggin' amazing.
They're
They go
amazing.
from the top of the pole and they drop, and I'm like, holy crap! I have a hard time getting out of my recliner. It's amazing. It's amazing. God bless these women. They deserve every
I
penny
agree.
they get. That's
I
hard
agree.
work.
Shake it if you got it. Yeah,
Yep.
it is hard work.
Yeah. So Shamea tells Porsche that Simon texted her this morning. So why is he texting Shamea?
And why
Shamea
Shamea
said he's-
answering him? Yeah. And
Well, we don't know what she answered him though.
yeah, she said it. She
What
said
did she say?
he congratulated her on getting the peach.
Oh,
and she
that's right.
said, hey, bro, it was supposed to be the 4 of us.
Right.
And
That's
that's
right.
when Porsha said, you shouldn't be hey, broing him at all.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
right.
agree. You don't respond. Or you text Porsha and say, hey, what should I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need another Dory and Kyle and PK
Oh my gosh.
No,
No, we
that's-
don't. No.
menage a trois on our hands. Please, for the love
No.
of God, don't make this a storyline.
No. Then Shamea tells her that Dennis and Drew have been hanging out, and
Something about a birthday party. Like,
she,
yeah.
whose
Dennis-
birthday party?
The birthday party for Drew, and everybody's saying, well, why didn't you invite me? She says, I didn't invite anybody. It was a surprise party. I just gave Dennis's assistant some phone numbers.
Right.
But they didn't call anybody that I gave them. So then Porsha, this is the last second, saying, why are you giving your list for your birthday party to Dennis's assistant?
Right.
So that's where they left it off. Hopefully this will be a nothing thing and it won't be a storyline, because I
I think
really
this is gonna
like
be
Drew.
something.
I like Drew, and she's going to get crucified if she does anything.
I'll be honest with you. I think it's going to turn well. So Cynthia was on 2Ts with Tamara today, and they were talking about this whole story, the Drew thing. And Cynthia said that Drew said that no, it was nothing like that. She said the ladies are still pushing, but Drew is maintaining that it was just professional. It was not anything more than that. So I don't think we are going to see anything else. She's going to maintain that. And, the rumors are going to be whatever the rumors are going to be. But I can't imagine that Drew would go after Dennis. I mean, first
No.
of
I
all,
can't imagine that Dennis would do that, because I actually
he's-
like Dennis. I always like Dennis. And I can't see him. I mean, he's got a daughter with Porsha. He knows who Porsha is. Like, he should
It's a
know.
storyline. It gets him on the air.
It does get him on the show.
Yeah. Because
Well-
if not, he's only going to be on a relationship to Portia's child.
Yeah.
And I think Dennis always liked the fame. I want to go to his hot dog place.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
these guys are funny. So then we
Yeah.
see, now it's the night of Shamea's party, and we see Portia's on FaceTime with Cynthia. She's getting ready. I guess she's someplace else getting ready. And she's giving her all the tea that she knows, and they're kind of exchanging tea as to what's going on. Kelli arrives at the party a little bit early, and Shamea tells her, listen, I told Porsha what you said about, her going after someone else's man. And, she's like, well, that's okay. Like, I'll deal with that.
You
Yeah.
got to own it. You got to
Yeah.
own it.
Yeah.
It's the truth. I
It
think
is.
she go in. It's a good question. Maybe I don't think Porsha should have given her the time of day, because who the hell are you? But say it was Kenya or something, someone like that asking her, well, listen, this is what the timeline was.
Right. So then Cynthia arrives at the house, and she's the one who calls it out that there's no address. It's just Stirling Hall. And when the reason you thought that Shamea's husband was a prince is the producers ask her, where did all this money come from? And she said, well, my husband is an African king. And she's like, no, I'm only kidding. He does HVAC.
I don't know. I thought it was from past seasons that she said it.
No.
So funny.
Then we see Angela arrives with Charles Oakley. It's so funny.
Oh, the
Man,
old
that
Nick.
man is hot.
I know. He aged very well. I mean, I was always a fan because he was Nick, but
I love men with gray hair.
he
I'm
aged
telling
very
you,
well.
Even when
Charles
when I
Oakley.
was young, my husband's like 5 years older than me. I never liked men my age. I always liked the old men, and he's hot.
He looks good, Charles Oakley.
Yes.
I don't even know who he is.
He was a New York Knick. He was
Yeah.
played for the Knicks.
Yep.
10 years, 11 years.
Yeah. Then Cynthia is talking to Kelli, and she's finding out about, because Kelly's shading Porsha right there to Cynthia. I guess she doesn't realize that Cynthia is friends with Porsha. Britt and her husband Michael arrive. What do you think about that? Like, we didn't really get to meet him too much, but
Yeah.
he's a little
he
off.
was like, why is she saying that? Why did she say that? What if somebody asked her something inappropriate? I forgot what it was.
I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see.
He gave off a gay vibe to me.
Yeah,
I didn't see the scene
That I
you're
didn't
talking
get.
about.
Yeah.
Just the picture that they showed of him and her. I'm
yeah.
like he looked more like her gay best friend.
Like,
That's
and
what's all
what
over
does
the
he
internet,
do for
too.
a living?
That's what's all over the
Really?
internet too.
Really?
Yes.
Kelli, you see?
I
didn't pick up
swear
on
I
that.
had no idea.
I know you didn't. And honestly, when I saw him, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
And then when
But
I
look
was
at the ring she
scrolling-
got out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
listen.
Whatever works
Yep.
for them.
Yep.
Listen, now that I'm a widow, man, I would love a rich gay man.
That's right.
He have his own room upstairs. I got
Yeah.
my room down here.
There
Take
you
me
go.
out to dinner and buy me diamonds.
That's it. That sounds heavenly.
It really is. It really is. It would be. I mean,
Yeah.
they
So
don't, so
We also find out that Angela and Drew are both from Chicago, and they share the same hairstylist. So, yeah, so they have a little bit of a history, too. Then Kenya gets there, and that's when we find out that she is still not divorced, which really does blow my mind, because I don't even know.
Crazy.
It's got to be, let's say they've not been on for 2 years. It's got to be 4 years, 5 years probably.
That's what
I
I was
bet you
thinking
it's
about
5.
5 years.
yeah. I mean, the marriage didn't last that long.
No.
I don't even think it
The
lasted
marriage
a year,
lasted
did it?
6 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. So everyone's there and they're all dressed in white. And then we see Shamea comes down in her beautiful blue ensemble. She looks beautiful.
Beautiful.
She really did. And they call her outside because there's a surprise for her. And the surprise is for her birthday, her 42nd birthday, by the way. This is not like it's a,
Milestone.
She said,
Milestone.
I didn't have a party last year.
right.
So that's not her 40th.
For
that
41.
was her 41st. Yeah.
Right. This is her 42nd
you
birthday.
poor baby.
Yes, yes. And it is a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. I don't know how to pronounce it, but however you pronounce it, it's $430,000. That is some
More
birthday
than
present.
my house.
Yeah. me
Yeah,
too,
that is
probably.
some birthday present.
That's like buying somebody a house.
Mm-hmm.
But did he buy it or did he lease it?
Right.
I hear a lot of times when you see that on reality TV, they just lease it for 6 months, a year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like somebody else had a Rolls Royce. Was it Kenya?
No, it was New York, Jenna Lyons. It was just, she just borrowed it.
Borrowed it
Mm-hmm. She just borrowed it
for a scene.
for a scene. Yep.
And they gave it back.
That's ridiculous.
So as she's like about to get into her new car, that's when Porsche rolls up. And that's why she was late, because where she was. And everyone was giving her a hard time because she is her best friend.
Rightly so.
Yeah. And she did show up late. She should have definitely timed that better. I thought
Or get
Shamea-
ready at Shamea's house. I'm sure there's an extra room there. You could
Yeah.
have
It doesn't.
used.
matter whether you were late or not. It was making the entrance and
At the time.
disturbing her getting her gift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you walk in late, you kind of sneak around behind the crowd.
Right.
Like somebody
Exactly.
said, pretend you
Like
were there
Mary-
the whole time.
Osby looking through the window.
Or Kathy Hilton walking into the fashion show.
Yeah.
My God. Be
Yeah.
discreet, ladies.
Yeah. So Porsha apologizes to Shamea and she accepts her apology, And then she comes out in her second look, which was this beautiful gold dress. Yeah. Yeah. And then we see Kelli and Britt are talking to Porsha about taking the woman's husband. And Kelli asks Porsha directly. And she's like, who are you? Like, who are you? Like, what is your last name? I don't even know who you are. Like, why are you asking me this question?
Porsha
why do you
was
think I'm gonna
right
tell
in
you
how
anything?
I totally back up everything Porsha did and said.
Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't have asked. I mean, who are
And
you?
Britt, is that the one that I think that's the one that Kenya has the issue with later on?
Oh, is it Britt?
That's the
Okay.
one that Kenya
Okay.
did the
Pictures.
Yeah. So anyway, Porsche doesn't answer her, as she shouldn't, because, she doesn't know who she is and she's not a part of this whole group yet,
Right. As far as Portia's concerned.
Right. And then Shamea asked Drew if she's dating Dennis.
In front of
And-
Porsha?
Yeah, right there with everybody there. But that's where it ends. We don't really, doesn't go any further at that point. Porsha was on Watch What Happens Live. Did you happen to watch that?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
So her current status is she's still married and he is detained in Georgia.
In an immigration facility? That's a big change from living in that 9-bedroom mansion.
Yeah.
So he was here illegally or no?
Yeah.
Overstayed his visa. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, his green card was
So
not
he came
legit.
properly. He just
We
did
don't know.
not
To be honest with
maintain
you, we don't really know. We don't
Everything
really-
is so fishy.
because it was rumored that like he had bought the green card or he had a fraudulent one or he had paid off somebody, like, and this had gone back a while ago. Like this was well before she met him. So he had this whole history that she knew nothing about.
Right.
But I follow the both of them on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and they traveling back and forth to Africa and stuff.
Yeah, so
Like
he
they
must
had a
have
wedding there. It's like he has not been in the United States this whole time. He's, as a passport, has been flying around.
Right. I don't know what, alerted ICE to this or whatever happened, but whatever happened, it did. And what she was saying that was the straw that broke the camel's back was the betrayal. She's like, I didn't realize that he had love bombed her. And when I heard that, I was like, yeah, that's what they do, though. That's what these
It's
guys
horrible.
do. That's what these con artists do.
Porsha
know, but
really
you know
deserves
what?
happiness.
I agree, and I like Porsha, but let's be real. Porsha saw some dollar signs, so she's not that, she's not the babe in the woods. She's
But Kelly, when you have money like Porsha has money, because don't forget she has DirecTV money, because she did a daily radio show forever.
that's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
And
She's
her
she's-
grandfather had money. Like she came from
Uh-huh.
money.
No, I know. I'm just saying
she's got
not
to be
gonna just go
careful who
date
she
anybody.
was with. Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what? You can love a rich man easier than you can a poor man. If you're going out to look for somebody and you've got the lifestyle she has, I agree that she should be looking for someone of equal wealth.
Well, yeah, because if she did just date anyone, somebody she met at the food store or something, you have to wonder what their intentions are. I would, if I were a reality TV star and, had some bank, I would always wonder if the person I was with was really with me because they liked me or because they knew who I was.
Absolutely.
Or the money could cause issues. Like he could feel threatened. It
Sure.
may make him feel less of a man. You just don't know
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
So she
And
also says on Watch What Happens Live, Angela is sneaky. Kelli is loud but has a softer side. And her and Kelli are oil and water. Like they just don't get along.
Well,
Kelly and Angela?
No,
and
Kelli
Porsha.
and Portia.
Kelly and Porsha. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
because Kelli started out by coming for her.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's her fault.
Right.
But like I said earlier, she's got to make a name for herself. You've got 3
Right.
newbies.
Right. But it doesn't sound like Porsha like really dislikes her. It just sounds like
Yeah. No,
they
she
just
have to
don't,
have a
they
feud.
don't,
Right.
they don't,
Right.
you know,
They don't. Right. they don't mesh. Like they're not, they're not going to be besties.
Right.
And Britt is good. She's a whole ball of fun, is what she said about Britt. So, and Cynthia had good things to say about, everybody too. That
Cynthia likes everybody.
She
And
does,
that's what's so
Cynthia.
great about Cynthia.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a good season. I don't think
She's only a friend, right, Cynthia?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that even though there's these little beefs, I think it's, up until I guess the point with Kenya. Well, who knows what's going to happen between, somebody done pissed Kenya off if she's posting pictures up of somebody giving oral sex, right?
Well, that's Britt. She posted pictures of Britt giving oral sex to someone. So Kenya gets kicked off, but now you have Phaedra coming in.
Right.
She
I think
replaces her
Gonna be back,
immediately.
too.
Huh?
I think Kenya's going to be back.
She's going to be back.
I
Yeah,
think
I
so.
don't think Kenya's gone for good.
No, because
Listen, there's been housewives who've done much, much worse and come back.
Phaedra Parks.
That's right.
You know how I feel. I feel Phaedra should never have been allowed back on Bravo.
I totally agree with you. I know
Yeah.
Wendy's a big fan, and I
am.
think
But if
Phaedra's
Phaedra
good
did
TV.
that to me, if I was Candy, I would have sued the shit out of her.
Absolutely.
She wouldn't have been able to say or do anything. I would have had her mouth stitched shut.
Yep. I totally agree with you.
Yep.
That's crossing the line. That's crossing the line.
Mhm.
I
I mean-
agree. I agree. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say you guys are wrong, but I do like her. I think she's
Yeah.
I think she's good TV.
She's good TV.
She's good TV, yeah, but I mean, there's lines and,
There nobody.
my lines are weird. To me, a good housewife has to be humble. That's my number one thing. I have to see some humility. Like, look at Erica Jane. She has shown so much humility, not when it first happened, but after that, and I really, really have a lot of respect for her. And I don't see that with Phaedra Park.
No,
Zero humility.
I do think Kenya will be back though.
I do too. I was listening to Heather McDonald today, and she was talking about, she had Zach Peter on, and she was talking about Andy Cohen possibly taking a step back. That's the rumor.
I didn't finish her podcast today. Why
Yeah.
is he taking a step back?
Well, she has her own theory. Her own theory is perhaps someone's pressuring it to happen. And, he'll still do the reunions, but maybe not do Watch What Happens Live. And she is cautioning Andy to not give up Watch What Happens Live. Don't allow somebody else to do it. Like, don't do it.
That was his.
Well, she's got a problem with Andy, and Andy's got a problem with her.
Well,
Why?
she did say, no, what she said is, I don't know why I'm giving him such good advice. I've only been on his show 2 times. Like,
he pretty much blacklisted her.
Why, though? What was it about,
No, but I know when Chelsea Handler was on Howard, she told Howard that Heather McDonald was calling the press to drop stories about Chelsea. And if you've ever, I know we all have, when somebody accuses you of something that you didn't do, there's no way to defend it. How do you prove that you didn't, And that was her problem. And she has just pled for years that that's not true, that she never.
So,
called
Heather
the press.
McDonald used to be on Chelsea Handler's show.
Yeah.
I used to watch Chelsea
Right,
lately,
yeah.
every
And
night.
this was afterwards, because she actually got another show through there that never took off. But it was after that, and Heather was shocked when she heard Chelsea say that on Howard. Yeah.
Wow.
So because of that, that's a whole cabal. Howard, Andy, all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
You get
Yeah.
blacklisted from one, you're blacklisted from them all.
Yeah.
He had her on one time, and now forget it. I mean, Jeff Lewis is Andy's guy,
Yeah.
and Heather and Jeff had that
Yeah.
very public feud.
I actually
So-
thought that's what it was going to be about.
No, this was years before.
Okay.
So who knows? I mean, Andy should really be his own person, and he really should. Look, Heather McDonald, I mean, she could bring a lot to a housewife franchise, or
Yeah.
use her in some other way, Give her an interview show. What was that show that Brandy and Julie used to do? People's Couch, something
Yep.
like that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
I think she's doing fine on her own. Like, I don't think.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
got no boss. She's her own boss.
Right.
I think that maybe Andy is taking a step back because, I was just thinking about this the other day. It's so funny. There were a lot of accusations against him, remember? We thought,
And
like, I
Bravo,
really thought he was going to get canceled. I really, and I don't like using that word because I don't really agree
Right.
with when people
I
are
thought so
canceled. But
too. I thought so
I
too.
really did. So maybe the Liam McSweeney thing went away.
well, no, they did an investigation and they came out with a news release. Bravo said, we have done an investigation and we have found that we were not able to substantiate that he did anything wrong.
Right. But maybe there's something else out there that we don't know about yet. And maybe
Yeah,
that's why.
somebody could be suing him personally.
Yeah.
But if he didn't step down then, I don't know why he would step down now.
Unless it's something bigger and worse.
It could, I
Yeah.
hope not, because I
hope
love
not
Andy.
too. I'm just thinking, because I was just thinking the other day, like, wow, all that stuff about Andy, like, I really thought that was it for him. And he's still
He's
here.
still standing. Yep, he's
Listen,
still standing.
Andy got a spot here. He could marry me. He could move in, whatever he needs.
We come
He's
from a
welcome.
long line of good cooks, Andy, if you like to eat.
I can cook. I can make the best eggplant parmesan you ever ate.
Mm-hmm.
And Heather was also saying because of his children, he's got his two small children and,
Yeah, I mean,
but he could still do it. Like so I don't know.
Do you
We'll
really
wait.
want to be home with little kids all day long?
I don't know that it's so much. That,
I did not.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
that it's that he would just be staying home with them. And again, I don't know that he's still not going to be producing. And like I said, he'd still be doing the reunions. And there's still other things he would be doing. He just would not be doing.
Didn't he step
Said
back
that.
from a lot of the producing years ago, though? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
5,
he's
6
not
years
involved
ago?
in anything other than Housewives. Like, he doesn't do Below Deck. He doesn't do anything like that. He's just strictly Housewives.
Yeah, he
from what
doesn't
I
do-
understand from how he speaks.
Yeah, he doesn't do Southern Charm either.
No, he does the reunions, but he's
Yeah.
not
Right,
producing any of those.
right.
So
Well, he's great with the reunions. And I've seen him do reunions on shows he doesn't have any, like the Kardashians. Didn't he do a reunion with them?
he did do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's
at
good on the
reunions.
reunions, but he's got his people that he does not push nearly as much as he should. Teresa, Kyle, he just doesn't push them like he should. Push the questions, I mean.
Yeah,
I heard-
no, I
Physically
agree with you.
push- even though Teresa physically
Teresa
pushed
physically
pushed
pushed him.
too.
Yeah,
season
Yeah.
2 reunion, but he doesn't, but he also, I will say this because I always bring it back to Jersey and everyone knows how I feel about Teresa. I felt like I remember some people saying that he was hard on Melissa on one of the reunions. I never think he's hard on, I mean, you could tell he absolutely loves Joe Gorga.
Who doesn't?
I totally agree
Yeah.
with you. Who doesn't?
And that's the only reason she's still on the show.
I think you might be right, quite honestly. I mean, I love Melissa, and I don't think I'd watch it without her and Joe. But I
feel
think
the same way.
But Andy's feeling towards Joe does keep her pretty secure in her spot.
we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with Jersey because he said there's no decisions being made. Do not believe anything unless it comes from me or Bravo. And that's what I say all the time. Anytime I see something out there, I'm like, no, this
No.
isn't. If
No.
Andy
Well,
didn't
now
say
he's
it,
saying 26, right? He said
he's
25.
been saying that. Well, he said there wouldn't be an announcement until 25. And now he's saying, I don't know if there's not going to be an announcement until 25 or the show won't come out until 26. You know what I'm saying? Because even if they announce it in the summer, that's still
They
not
would-
going to come out till 26.
They would
Right.
have to be casting now because they have such a long lead time from casting to filming.
I think they have been casting. I think that's I think that's where they're at. Like
they
it
were
has-
down casting in Cherry Hill. They were going to do a Real Housewives of Cherry Hill.
They have to put Alicia D. Michelle on this show.
Who's that?
She was a mob wife from Philly. She lives in Medford.
The Mob Wife show with
Yeah.
Big Ange?
Yeah, but she was
I
from
only
Philly.
watched one season of that. I
Let me
don't
tell
know
you,
who she is.
I fucking loved that show. And
I love the first season.
all of a sudden, clips are all over my social media. I must have said out loud recently, I miss Mob Wives, because every time I go on any social media outlet, there's clips of Mob Wives on. I wish they'd bring it back. I love Drita. I loved Carla. That's what I meant to tell you guys. I listened to Renee Graziano on Coffee Talk, that podcast. It's good. It's short. It's good. She's in recovery. She's doing well. Her
Yeah.
sister's the one who started the show.
Yeah,
She
I've
created
listened
the
to
show.
that podcast. I like
It
it.
was Karen Gravano that started it.
No, it
No.
was Renee Graziano's sister.
Okay.
Karen was always, Renee didn't know she was going to be on it until
Karen-
right before they started filming.
I thought Karen did that.
No, but if they do a South Jersey Real Housewives, they have to put Alicia DiMichele on. I love her.
Well, if she lives
Jarita-
in Medford, that's right near Cherry Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're right next door.
And Jarita's friends with Danielle Cabral.
Wait, but you know what? They won't, because Andy was addressing why he's not putting Snooki on, because everybody's pushing Snooki, Melissa and all of them. And he said he would never cast anybody on Housewives that was on another reality show.
I don't
So
blame
he
him.
probably wouldn't put somebody from Mob Wives on.
I don't think Snooki's a good fit for Real Housewives of New Jersey. I love Snooki.
I don't either.
But she has to stay where she is. That show is so good. It's so good, the Jersey Shore Family Vacation.
That's, my generation, that was the worst thing to happen in New Jersey.
No, we love it.
Yeah.
We love
but
it.
see,
We love it.
you're that age group. So I understand why you like it. To us,
know
none of
what?
them
They
were
were
from
the
Jersey.
last-
It was giving a bad name to the shore. But
They
you know
were the
how I
last
feel.
generation to benefit from the club scene in Seaside.
Yeah.
And that to me was like a rite of passage. Like, it makes me sad that my kids aren't going and experiencing the club scene in Seaside.
There's no more clubs in Seaside?
There's Hemingway's, Beachcombers
Not
up
a
on
club.
the boardwalk.
Yeah,
but I
those
mean,
aren't clubs.
it was
Yeah.
there was a strip. You went from one to the other, to the other, to the other.
See,
I
I lived
mean,
in
the
North
summer-
Jersey, and we went to Seaside for the beach, but for the clubs, we went to Asbury.
Yeah.
We went to the Stone Pony, the Fast Lane, all those places. I forgot the other places. But that art place, Asbury.
Yeah.
Asbury, the boardwalk was nothing. It was horrible. It was really bad. But Asbury had a thriving club scene. Because,
Yeah.
you're talking Bruce, Southside Johnny,
Yeah.
all those guys were coming up through those clubs.
Yeah. No, Seaside was the place to be. The summertime was just,
Yeah.
you just walked, went to the clubs, walked around. So fun. Got dressed up, met all your, Nikki Norks from up North Jersey.
Oh, we used to go to the surf club.
Kissed
That
them
was our
goodnight,
place.
never saw them again.
There you go.
Well, your mom met your dad at the beach.
At the Circus Car Hop. My parents met at the Circus Car Hop. Yeah.
Were they both dining there?
No, my father was driving his, I'm sure he had a Corvette at this
I'm
point.
sure he
always
had a
Probably
Corvette.
driving up and down.
Driving around. You drove in a circle around
Yeah.
the Circus Car Hop, and my mother was probably showing some leg.
Your mom she was hot back then. I'll tell you, I used to look up to my older cousin and just like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. I want to look just like her.
And they called her legs.
Great. She still does. She still has great
I
legs.
know. And luckily for me, she passed them down.
Yeah. That was the one thing I didn't get from our side of the family. I had the short, stubby legs.
Well, none of us are tall.
No, there's not a tall one in the bunch.
No,
We didn't
Donna.
stand a chance. Donna's
no.
5'5". She's the tallest one around.
Yeah, and Uncle Frankie's daughters are tall.
They were taller. Yeah.
Taller, yeah. Anyway.
Right. So I don't have anything else on Atlanta. So until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Thank you for joining us, Gina.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure. I love coming and chatting with you ladies. Anytime you need me, give a call.
Yeah, next
Okay.
week.
Yep.
Anytime. Bye-bye.
Bye.